Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back. If you continued on from the quarantine core into this Frontsplit class, welcome back. If you're new, been waiting, welcome. We had a little glitch on my last video last week. Hopefully the stream is going to be better today, and you won't just have like 45 minutes of warm up and then missing all the splitting. So we're gonna do as well as we can, and yeah, we should just get started. It's 1 hour. If you have not brought some water, now go get it. Also, you need socks for this class as well, and you need something under your knees, either knee pads or a pillow or something to protect your knees. If you are really splitty, you will have to bring something on for you to go into your oversplit if you are there already. If not, you don't need to. You might need something to hold on to, like usual. If you usually bring blocks and you use blocks to stay, go get like 2 bowls or again 2 pillows to hold on to, so you're not forcing yourself too far into your splits if you're not there, okay? Yet. All right, splits is individual. I always say that. It is a religion, meaning that there are very many different sides to go with your splits, and people tend to follow one line or another line or whatever, with whatever feels best for them and where they feel they get more out of it. I'm not saying that I know exactly what's the best way to teach splits or gain splits. I am just going from what worked for me, like every other instructor, and also what I feel makes the most sense anatomy-wise and technique-wise for the anatomy and where the muscles actually are and where the tendons actually are. So that's where I go from. And if you used to something else, good for you. You do that. I'm not badging on anybody else's techniques or way of doing it. I'm just going this way. If you like it, join me. If not, you just learned that you don't like this way, and that's fine. So bring your socks and your water, and we will start with warming up. If you have any questions during this class, feel free to write them here. I will come back and forth and read what there is, and I'll answer if I can. Otherwise, Mybrit is there ready to text you or write you back if I'm not there when you ask for it, yeah? Good. So, first thing, when you stretch your splits, there is muscles on the back thigh, there are muscles in the hips, and those are the ones that are mainly in focus when doing splits. That is why opening the hip kind of doesn't work for a full split. As soon as you get into more of an oversplit, you will have to open up the hip because of the anatomy of the hip. But when we just do a normal split, like 180 degrees flat on the floor, you have to work on closing the hip. Also, I'm gonna be very Nazi with the lower back because a lot of people have a very nice split, but with a full arched back. And that is also mostly because your hip flexors don't allow you to stretch. So instead of extending that way, you are stopping here and giving in your back instead. Yes? So some of those things we have to work on, and I'm going to be a little bit focused on that. So bear with me, I guess. Let's do this. All right, squatting again, down. Stay down. And now when you're here, try to not arch in your back, but stay in and come low. Yes? And yes, I know this is not the front split position, but it's a great way to warm up the front part of the thigh, and we're going to stretch that out, so it needs to be warm. Yes? And up and down. And down to the side. Open up again, and now try to put the heel down. If that's impossible for you where you're at, you just stay up. If bringing your heel down means your knee is coming into the side, stay up. Make sure this always follows the line of the toes, yes? That is not going anywhere. You can use the arm to support, yes? Now, we're going to rotate in the hip. I'm going to keep my chest and body steady, and I'm going to use my hip here and my leg to rotate backwards. And again, this is a great way of warming up the hip joint very locally, yes? So inside the joint, it's going to be rotated, and that's very effective. And now keep it as far back as you can and do little, tiny little tilts backwards. And turn to the other side. Open up. Tense up your thigh, meaning make this tense. All right, keep it as far back as you can and tilt. Just tiny little ones backwards with the foot. And switch sides. Up. Stay low. Good. Now extend your legs and take your feet here in front. Keep them a little bit open, not all the way, but definitely not turned inward. Keep them either totally parallel or just a little bit open. Bend over in your back. So Here we start with the technique, yes? So, I need you to focus on keeping your back straight. If that means you can get to here, you stop there. You don't round your back to get to the floor. That will make you not stretch the back part of your thigh, and you are not getting anywhere in the split flexibility, yes? So we need to have a straight back, thinking that your butt needs to twerk upward, kind of like holding it there, and then we work in the chest. So we fixate the hip and force it to kind of tilt upward. That way you're going to feel a very effective stretch on your back thighs. If you are very, very, very flexible, you might be able to get all the way to the floor. Good for you. Keep it up. If you're already face planting the floor, close the legs together a little bit so you get up a little higher and continue. That should make it harder. Make sure the weight is on the whole foot. It's not just on the heels. We tend to fall back a lot on the heels or very much in front. Keep it on the full foot and keep the bending happening. And now try to keep it steady and try to just twerk, kind of tiny twerks. I know it sounds weird, but it's very effective. So you keep in a permanent stretch so you can feel it, and then you make it a little more intense and a little less intense. A little more intense, a little less intense. A little more, less, more, less. Yeah? Good. All right. Collect your feet and try to get out of the stretch and feel how they need just a little tiny break. Yes? All right. So now, not the socks yet, we're going to go into the downward facing dog again, and we're going to work on the back thighs here again and the ass. Yes? So walking into the downward dog and down, lifting up the leg. And Andrea, if you're still with me, now is the time to close the hip. Yes? So placing the foot in, lifting up. What I usually do is I lift with my heel. So I keep my foot flexed and not like that. That way you tend to open the hip way more. Close it, close it, close it. And you can feel it very effectively on the standing leg. Yes? And do little lifts. So now I'm open. Now I'm closing. Yes? Think that you want your heel to touch the floor first. And down, other one. Lift up. Keep pushing. Good. And back down. Back again. All right. So now I want you to sit down. And we're going to pay a little bit attention to our hip flexors. So the ones here. We have mostly two of our muscles that work as a hip flexor, so lifting up the leg in front, so lifting up the leg up. Yes, we have one that also goes all the way down over the knee. So when we extend the knee, that works also as a hip flexor. Yeah, so that's a dual joint muscle. And we also have the bigger one that goes from the inside part of the hip, so here from the inside, and it goes under the pelvis, and it connects kind of like here around on the thigh bone, and when that contracts, we flex the hip. Yes. Okay, Angel, fair enough, you just study. Yes. All right, so let's do that. If you brought your bowls or your pillow or whatever, you bring it out now. All right, so what I want you to do is not open up too much, just a little bit of a V, and we lift up the leg from the floor and flip it over the pillow, just like so. Yes, try not to collapse in the back, but stay up when you lift the leg. It's very hard and it's super intense. So we're not going to do it for too long. Yes? Lift. Back. The hands, I'm trying not to use them, but I can hold them here for balance. Try to stay up on your fingers so you are not putting all your weight on there. Feel how it's also very hard to keep your back steady in a straight position. Yes, I can feel it too. That's why my face looks tense sometimes. And now, lift one up, hold it, lift, 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 lift. 3, 2, 1. Other one. The reason why you feel it now in your thigh as well is also because of that muscle. So I told you the muscle I told you about that goes over the knee as well. Keep the back. All right, good work. Shake them off. Yes, put the pillow away and up on the mat again. So now we're going into a lunge position. So extend the back knee as much as you can and stay up. Here, a lot of people collapse in the back. Yes, I want you to tuck it in. That way, the stretch on your hip flexor is going to be way more intense. and more effective. It just is, okay? So don't think that because this makes it less flexible, painful here, that it's more effective. You're just gonna have this like a front split where you're collapsing in the back to make it happen. Yes? Stay up, tuck the pelvis in, feel like your tailbone wants to kiss the floor. Yes? Tuck the toe and stay down. Bring your blocks or your bowls or whatever you have and extend the back knee down. Stay up. Last two. 1, 2. Down on the floor. Put the foot down and close the hip. Don't open out to the side. Close the hip. Again, tuck in and try to sink down. If you need a pillow under the knee, go for it. If not, just stay here. Now, the front leg. Try to open it up to the side and close it back into the front. Open it up to the side, in. Open. So I turn on my heel. Make sure you're not collapsing in the back. And keep it in. Yes? Now I need the pillow under my knee. Bring the hand down if you can reach, or have your block ready. Here. Bend the knee up and down. Up, down, up, down. Just going to do something, continue lifting. There we go. My couch is really black, so I thought you couldn't really see what my hips are doing when my couch is so dark. Yes. And relax. Put the leg down. Try to see if you can sink a little bit lower without losing the back. So no, no, no. Yes, yes, yes. And back. You should feel way more intense, like after feel here in the hip. Let's go to the other side. So first, foot down, squat, lunge position, up, pelvis in, extend, down. Last two. Good. Put the foot down. Open up. No, sorry, open up. Go forward. A little better. Don't arch. Keep the pelvis. And open. Close. Open. Close. Try to stay in the same height. You're not jumping up and down. And stay. Put the pillow. Back in the lunge. Pelvis, stay down, lift, down, lift, down. Last two. Take a little break, shake the legs. Also, I'm not saying I'm perfect at it. I'm sure you can see, but Castor, you're still arching your back a little. Yes, I am. I'm not over with figuring out the splits. I'm still learning as well, but the focus of keeping those things in place is what will get you there eventually for all of us. So keep it in mind. All right. So now we're still going to be active and doing active flexibility. Still, you're going to put on your socks. And if you have a floor like me that has like boards, like hardwood floors, make sure you're standing in a way where you're not going this way over the lines, but following in the same line. That will make it easier, yes? So, put the pillow under the opposite leg. If you need to have a little balance point, bring a chair out you can hold on to, and extend the leg, yes? From there, we're going to slide out and back. Not too far. This is still warming up. And out and back. Okay, I'm going to show it from the side because there's a lot of technique here as well. So, when you're doing this, you need to make sure again that you are not arching your back when you fall into it, but you are still going straight, trying to keep your pelvis tucked and back. As you can see, I'm nowhere near my split yet here, but we're not going there yet. It's still warm up. So don't force yourself into it. What's working here is the back thigh of the front leg, and it's the hip flexors of the back leg that works now when you kind of collect the legs together again. All right, now stay out a little and try to push your knee and heel together without actually getting them together. Hope you're feeling it at least on the back thigh here on the hip. And we'll go to the other side. Put the sock on. And go first a little bit out and back. Keep your pelvis in mind. Control, control. breathe. Need to see what time it is. Go. And stay out, close, don't arch your back, and do the little pushes. Heel wants to go back, knee wants to go in front, but you're not letting it, you're just really tensing up and letting go, like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back. I hope you can feel it. Let me know if you can feel it in the comments. Thumbs up or don't feel it. All right. Take a sip of water. Put your pillow away or whatever you had to protect your knees. Lay down on the floor. So now we are going to work on extending, but when we're lying down, yes? So we cannot do any weird stuff in our backs, yes? So, yeah. So put the leg down, the one we just used the most, the one we were just standing on. Take the other one up as much as you can. What's it called? Like, hold your own hand in this kind of thing behind on your thigh. Yes? Think about closing the hip and extend up. If you hear weird cracks in your knee, it's fine, unless it hurts. If it hurts, you take it out a little bit and you continue there. And extend. If you can grab onto your ankle, do that. Try to not have your upper body here. Try to make your shoulders touch the floor and extend that knee. And switch it up. Of the leg, under the knee, bend, extend, bend, extend. So, this knee here, try to make it in direct line of your boob. Yes? Or if you're a boy, direct line of your nipple. Yes? So you're not opening up to the side. It's way easier to go full on when you open up the hip, so let's not do that. Yes? All right. Hold on. If you can't grab on the way out there, you just hold on to your calf. It's very normal to have one side that's better than the other. So you just accept that, I guess, and work with what you feel like that day. and down. Shake. All right, good work. I hope you could all just be watching me, but I choose to believe that you're joining in. So now we are going to go into, again, sort of a lunge, but with the knee down. So we're going in here, lunge position, but then we go back. So we extend the front. If you need your balls or your support weights here on the side, bring them out now. You are allowed to bend over here. I just want you to still focus on the arch, because here it's very easy to stay because I'm giving in my pelvis, so my muscle on the back thigh is not really stretched out, but arching and straightening out my my back makes this back muscle here way more painful and effective. Yes? So here, I'm not having too much weight on my arms. I'm just using it as a kind of a balance thing. Now I'm going to flex my foot. Yes, that sometimes makes it a little bit more intense. And now I'm going to open it up to the side so that my pinky toe is going towards the floor. Tense up your thigh. Arch your back. Right. And now arch your back even more. Round your back. Arch your back. Round. Arch. Round. Arch. Round. Arch. Round. Arch. Round. All right, go to the other side. Make sure you're not hanging in your hip. So from the front here, make sure you're not hanging out in the hip, but keeping the hip in and staying. All right. And back. Good. So when you open up to the side there and you have a fixed point stretch on the back thigh, you're actually stretching a little bit on the nerve, one of the nerves that goes down into the leg, and the nerves can actually be stopping you from going into a full split, because the nerves can also be a little bit actually causing pain for the split. So sometimes when you feel pain in your split, it's sometimes the nerve more than it is the muscles. So it's nice to get out there and get it a little stretched out, so you get a better split. Yes. So I think I need to put No, we'll go. So now we're going to do the pigeon pose. And the pigeon pose is something we all have tried, I think. But if you haven't, pay attention. We go out and we put the leg down in a bended knee position and extend the back leg. Yes? So here you might say, but Castor, now your back is totally arched, like you said, when we go and we want to do an active, like an effective hip flexor, we need to not arch, and you're totally right. But it is super hard in a pigeon pose to not arch, at least a little bit, but try to think not to arch. Try to make it happen, even though it doesn't look like it's happening a whole lot on your back. Just thinking it and working, engaging those muscles to try not to go into a full arched back works, helps. Trust me, it does. Yeah, so staying here. Now we need just a little bit more before we start to go into the full-on splits. So bend the knee, take the same side arm, grab, and try to take it down. There you go. You should feel some stretching on your thigh, on the back leg. Go to the other side. Bend the knee, grab with the same side arm, and pull in. Try to minimize the arching and leaning forward for that matter. Try to stay back. And release. All right. So now go and have a sip of water. I need to put on my charger to my computer. I can see I started when it was 100%, so I guess this streaming is taking a lot of power. So I'll just put that in and you get ready on your mat in a second, and we'll go into doing some full-on splits for the last 15 minutes of the workout, and we will have breaks in between, and we're going to maybe hold these positions for a little bit longer than you're used to. If you are not into that and you feel it's way too much, you just stop and listen to your body, and it takes a little bit, it takes some time to get used to staying in splits for a long time and for a longer period at a time. Yes, so get ready and I'll put on my charger. All right, we're charging. Great. So let's do this. I'm using my phone to take time, so I'm not torturing you for longer than needed. And we will start with one side for 5 minutes, and then the other side for 5 minutes. I know when you're hearing that, you're thinking, sheesh, but that's how we do it. That's how I do it. So, if you're thinking, I can't hold it for that long and I can't even get into the full split, you put out a rolled up blanket. For example, if this is my maximum split here, I'm holding this up here and I'm using this so that I don't get too tired and too forced into it, okay? So have a little something next to you now, put pillows, whatever, to put under you so it's easier for you to stay in the position for as long as we need, yes? So let's maybe just say, yeah, 4 or 5 minutes, I will see, yes? And we are getting ready in our split position here. And I start the time now, and you are going into your split here. Make sure your foot back here is not turning inward. If it's turning inward, it means you're opening up in your hip, and we don't want that. So close in the hip and sit there. You're allowed to move around. Don't just sit in it. If it feels like you need to adjust a little bit in your hip, in your foot, whatever, you go and do that. That was the first minute. Again. If this becomes too intense, put something under to lift you up, okay? No joke. It's just do that. But I know some of you are really good in your splits. And if you are, you need to start working on sitting in it for a longer time and not just go in and be like, meh, Instagram, and then back out. That was 2 minutes and 10 seconds. I think we'll stop at 4 minutes. So we have a little less than halfway. You guys okay? Maybe? If you are after, now we've been in it for 2.5 minutes, if you're like, now I'm out, get out. All right, we have 1 minute left. Then it was 4 minutes on this side. We need 30 more seconds. Ten more seconds. Come on, guys, fight. 5 seconds. And out. Oh, nice. Let's do the other side. Take a sip of water and just try to forget what just happened. Let me know in the comments now if you're okay, or if something feels weird, or if you need like feedback on anything, like anything. Just don't hesitate to write and I will respond. I can see what you're writing from here, so I can just comment and try to reply. Yes. Other side. Yeah, I think it's better that way. All right, let's go. Come on, guys, you can do this. I know. Again, remember not to force yourself to stay here. If you feel like your body has had enough, get out. If you're one of those who tend to skip this and just get out of it, stay in. We're 1 minute and 30 seconds in. We have 2.5 minutes to go on this side. Halfway. Continue. We have 45 seconds left. Thirty seconds. 20 seconds. 10 seconds. And out. Oh, good work. Very, very, very nice. All right. So the last thing we will do is for those of you who want to go into your oversplit. Yes. So for here, you need whatever you have to lift up the front leg. And you need to bring that in front of you. Yes. And we are going to try that. We're not going to hold that for 5 minutes. Aw, that's good. Aw, thank you. Thank you. Very nice comments. Thank you. Let's do this. So, for the oversplit, we're going to hold it for 30 seconds on each side. Yes? And that's from when we got into it. I'm not going to say now, and then you're just going to stumble around getting into your oversplit. So, get ready and get into your oversplit. And starting now. Five seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and out. Nice. Last one to the other side. Okay, so there's no shame in having a better and worse side. This is for sure my bad side when my left leg is in front. So I'm not going to be as flat, but I'm still going for 30 seconds. Ready? Ready, into it. 3, 2, 1, go. I forgot to say, if you don't have your oversplit and you're not working on that yet, you just do you and go into where you are at and holding it. And done. Ugh. All right. So that was it. That was front splits. I hope you enjoyed it and got something out of it and maybe some technique for you to work on at home. And whenever we get the chance to get out again and get into the studio, but at least we have our living rooms and some online classes to keep us going. Yeah. Let's just see what you wrote. 3-year-old nephew joined both. Can't wait to join. Oh, that's so nice. Thank you. if you have any requests for class, don't hesitate to let me know and write me on Instagram or on Facebook or wherever. Yes, and I will try to incorporate it for the next core class or flexi class or whatever it's going to be. Yes, so have a nice evening. Thank you for joining in and stay safe and healthy. It's not possible. I know my middle split video was a disaster. It didn't work because the stream got cut off because I have weird reception, and also YouTube is struggling to keep up with all the uploads at the minute and all the live streams. So I'm going to do a middle split again, and if we will post it on the Facebook page, and also I will probably promote it on my social media, so you can keep up and know when it's going to happen. Yes, I will do another middle split. I will keep that in mind. Thank you guys. Bye.